And amendment in Section 147, subsection 3 reads, "Any appointment under subsection 2 of this section by the President shall be in conformity with the provisions of subsection 14, section 3 of this Constitution, provided that in giving effect to the provisions aforesaid, the President shall appoint at least one minister from each state, who shall be an indigene of such state, and shall include young persons and persons with disabilities." The bill, sponsored by the Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, generated some debate on the floor, with the main opposition to it coming from Uzoma Abonta. Abonta argued that the consideration for young persons and persons with disabilities should be a policy matter and not a constitutional one.
The way it's framed now, appointing disabled persons or people with disabilities in constitution, will be tying the hands of the executives. What percentage will be given to these people living with disability in the appointment? Is it 1%? Is it 2%? I know they will say it's for committee to agree. Mr. Speaker, there are certain things that ought to be a policy thing, not a constitutional issue. Mr. Speaker, disability varies from ranges: blindness, unable to walk, unable to rise, unable to hear. What type of disability are we talking about?
The Speaker argued against this, saying policies come and go, depending on the government, but amending the Constitution to accommodate the interests of young persons and persons with disabilities would provide a permanent solution.
You are arguing about policy as against a mandatory provision of the law. Policies come and go depending on the government. What we seek to do here is to protect the welfare of every citizen of Nigeria, irrespective of who. You talked about the details of who is disabled, who is not, who is this, who is that. If you borrow from your constitution, as you have it already, you have the federal character provision in the constitution. But an offshoot of that provision in the constitution is the federal character law itself. So a law can be based on the amendment to the provision of the constitution.
However, the bill to ensure inclusion of young persons and persons with disabilities in government scaled second reading. From Abuja, Mavis Ako, Kaftan TV News.